friends. I have a little confession to make. Somehow, Bellarmine College Preparatory has enticed me into taking Latin. So, after studying Latin for many years now, I finally realized why it's a dead language. But when contemplating what it actually meant to be an Eagle Scout, I have to apologize that I couldn't help myself. The word eagle comes from the Latin word equilla, meaning dark-colored bird, which gives us the French word aigle, giving us the English word for eagle. But what does this all mean? What does Latin have to do with anything? Why are Will and I so special? Besides from the extensive etymological research conducted earlier this morning, Will and I are very unique. Since entering Troop 390, Will and I soon learned that Silent Ball was one of Troop 390's strengths. Silent Ball is a simple, primitive game involving everyone gathering in a circle and can be played with one ball. The game pretty much has 5 rules. Firstly, you have to be silent. Second, you could not pass the ball to the person next to you. Third, you had to toss underhand. Fourthly, you can't move. And lastly, you had to get TJ Sheehy out first because he was SPL. At our first summer camp, Will and I found ourselves traveling with Lewis and Clark. Most of our time was spent at Trail to First class and at merit badge classes like basketry and environmental science. Crew 697 member Alex Warner decided it would be fun to place herself in a duffel bag while other crew members pushed her down a hill. Mr. Brady really wasn't kidding when he said, "Be prepared." We also soon learned that while most people reserve their voices to be incomprehensible towards the end of the week, Scott Cusner preferred to lose his nearly after one day. I think this torch has been secretly passed down to Stephen Meter, who continues to follow in this Scott Cusner footsteps. I guess we'll have to wait and find out at Stephen's Eagle Court of Honor. My first major trip with Troop 390 was District Camp Ree. Our patrol leader was a somewhat bizarre and consistently amused Ferguson Mitchell. Besides being with a great patrol leader, I and everyone else in our patrol was endowed with the ever most important job of protecting his father's grill. Although the grill came back with much dust, unclean grease, and multiple dents, I soon learned the important lesson of spirit, teamwork, and cooking and eating with our troop's vegetarian, Mrs. Fields. After a plethora of additional trips, Will and I found ourselves patrol leader of our patrols. Will for the Bullfrogs and myself for the Eagles. After our first experiences of directing a patrol, advancing younger scouts, and continually failing to turn in our Baden-Powell forms, we soon discovered that Whitestack would be our next mountain to tackle. And a mountain it was. I learned the hard way the difference between fitting boots and boots that were meant to stay at home. To our surprise, at our next troop election, Will, Todd, and I were tossed in the arena for a chance at senior patrol leader. After the incident with the boots, I thought the hardest part was over. However, the troop had a different opinion. After just receiving word of my acceptance at Bellarmine, the troop accepted me as their new SPL. As SPL, I invented 3 new things. The SPL of Patrol Recognition, also known as Will Pandori, the man in charge of Baden-Powell. The first Camp Ree Prep Day, also known as Mrs. Mitchell's nightmare and greatest accomplishment. And Patrol Leader Binders for the junior leader training, the ones I hope continue to survive today. Even after the boots and the SPL election, Troop 390 wasn't done yet. I was told to be prepared, but I never thought I would be making this speech in front of everyone. I soon learned that listening was never part of the Scout law, and the troop elected me again as SPL. Thus, even against my own will, I was elected yet again to the office of Senior Patrol Leader. Though not even getting to enjoy my moment of freedom, I soon had to continue to run Patrol Leader Council meetings, and most importantly, play a key role in the summer camp. As SPL, I was the HMS Victory's captain. And evidently the summer camp began with our boat crashing into an island and ending up inhabited by pirates. I could tell you I was starting on a great foot already. My role as SPL soon ended and I began working on my Eagle project. The project was not that demanding, for it only required going to the paint store to buy additional paint and purchasing the wrong type of screws. However, the toughest part was after my project when I had to raise over $500 to pay for all the supplies. My first fundraiser was at the distinguished restaurant, also known as Fresh Choice, who conveniently noted to me after waiting a month for the check that they were declaring bankruptcy. During my Eagle project, I joined the Venture Crew, a co-ed group of older scouts. There I learned the quintessential meeting item, bundt cake. It was either yellow cake with chocolate chips or chocolate cake with chocolate chips. Bundt cake was bundt cake, and we all enjoyed it. Now that I'm president of Venture Crew, I now sit at the front of the table and view the crew in a very different light. Besides from the cake, the crew has played a crucial role in the planning and implementation of the True Summer Camp. Our careers in scouting will continue to impact our lives as we continue to live on. As Will and I and all other scouts know, the fifth part of the Scout Law is courteous. Please allow us to have the courtesy to thank the following people who have impacted our lives in scouting.
Firstly, we would like to thank all of Troop 390 and Crew 697 for your continued support and endless fun. We'd also like to thank our patrols, Bullfrogs,
and the Dragons for putting up with us. Thank you especially to all the volunteers who put countless hours into helping on our Eagle projects, especially the Wilson family, Mr. Paracenti, Mr. Bruner,
Drake Ward, and the staff at Henry Coe State Park and St. Martin of Tours School. Thanks to all the previous Eagles, like Scott Cuzner, Chris Shank, and TJ Sheehy, for their inspiration and hopes that we would stand at this podium at our Court of Honor.
Thank you to all our mentors, teachers, coaches, and the Brady family for all your effort you continue to give to the scouting program. For that, we are eternally grateful.
Thank you to Mr. Ryder for being my Eagle advisor, Terry for joining me on this journey, and my parents and family for their constant support.
Thank you to Mrs. Hare for not only being my Eagle advisor, but also my friend and mentor. Thanks to Will for helping me out when getting my Eagle, and especially my parents and family for pushing me and providing me with relentless assistance.